have a name badge. You're going to wear it all weekend so we know who you are.
I want to welcome you to the 10th anniversary of Take the Lead.
It's just really cool to be here and meeting all these people.
I can't tell you how thrilled we are to have you here.
For the past week, it's kind of felt surreal that I'm actually going to come here.
We had about 700 nominations.
I want to learn a lot of leadership skills.
And over 300 people applied.
My mom and I opened the letter when we found out that I got in, and we were jumping up and down and screaming, and I was so excited.
We have 44 participants. You are the honored members of this esteemed class.
I'm just excited to learn about what everybody has to offer here.
Take the Lead is a program for high-achieving young women who want to change the world. We bring them to the Mount Holyoke campus, give them a Mount Holyoke student as a mentor.
So, this is my room. I have a single.
And then give them workshops,
What moves people?
inspiration, role models,
Never give up.
and the support they need to go out into the world and realize their dreams.
I want to make a connection between kids in my high school and terminally ill kids in the hospital.
They come in with skills already. They're extremely talented already.
I'm getting a youth environmental organization going in my community.
We want them to experience something exciting and unforgettable.
It's not about we're going to change the world in the distant future. It's we're going to do little things that are going to help make a difference now.
Are you all going to meet the challenge?
It's a program that isn't just for 4 days, it's a program that lasts for a lifetime.
At such a young age and being women and trying to go out and do these ambitious things, sometimes it's easy to question yourself.
I wasn't sure if I was really the kind of person who was supposed to be here.
I used to feel that way all the time. I always felt that someday they were going to figure out that I wasn't as good as they all thought I was.
And when she said that, I was just like, it was like a eureka moment. I was just like, how did you know?
Yeah, I was like,
oh
that's
my gosh.
exactly me.
I heard an NPR radio program, and they had identified something that they called the imposter syndrome.
Patricia went up on stage and she was just like, okay, you know, we all have this imposter feeling.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's me.
Women who are high achievers generally think they're an imposter.
I know that I related to it, and I didn't think that anybody else felt that way.
And then just to get here and find out that everybody else, including the director, feels the exact same way, it was really cool.
The imposter syndrome does exist, but you all belong here. Of course, I have long since moved past feeling like an imposter. And now that these girls know about the syndrome, they too can start claiming their own capabilities, understand that the accolades are legitimate, and realize that they belong in positions of leadership.
Every girl here is here for a reason. There are so many people here to help us achieve our goals.
Does anyone want to demonstrate a what not to do with body language? Excellent. Very terrible. Nice job.
At Mount Holyoke, women are mentored by their faculty members, by staff members, by each other.
There's a difference between what you know intellectually and what you actually carry out.
They are expected to achieve, and so they do achieve.
It is always rewarding and well worth the hard work.
So we wanted to take that mentoring piece and embed it deeply into this program.
My mentor is like my long lost sister.
A lot of the brainstorming yesterday, we can probably find some other arguments.
So it's just really great to get to know someone who's older, who's kind of been there and been through the college experience, and just hear like her words of advice.
Get right to the heart of what it is you're talking about.
Think about how you can do it creatively.
Both physical and emotional, you know.
That's good.
Really good.
That's good.
My mentor helped me a lot.
So the goal is to get to know each other,
There aren't enough hours in the day to do things here.
Yeah, I wish it were longer.
to create a network of supportive, wonderful women from across the country and around the world,
But at least like we know we're not alone.
and to get inspired to make a difference on some issue that you care about.
My project is to make a class in my high school that offers a credit for community service, getting education to women in foreign countries where they usually don't have access to it. Help women in Afghanistan and raise awareness here in my community.
Create a nationwide movement to raise money for an orphanage in India.
When we spent a day standing up and telling each other everyone's projects, the inspiration that I felt was just unreal.
I didn't really know how effective I could be in like giving speeches or trying to persuade people.
Until one finds one's voice, one cannot be an effective agent of change.
My name is Caroline Dixon, and I'm here to speak to you about animal cruelty in slaughterhouses.
The professors here really taught me how to do that, and that was amazing.
We work with them to enable them to give a 3-minute presentation about their project.
These kids will learn to make nutritious meals that have a that are cost effective to their budget.
Just take a deep breath. It's okay to hesitate a little bit.
Each one of them has a real reason why this action plan is important to them.
I hope to eliminate not only discrimination and racism in Australia, but throughout the world.
They all spoke with an incredible amount of passion.
They say now the water is probably going to be the oil of the 21st century. I've done this speech probably 3 or 4 times now, and it's interesting to see how it's changed depending on who my audience was.
They gave me so many good pointers about not just content, but like delivery as well.
Think of the smiles that you can brighten through donating your smiles to Miles of Smiles.
After hearing all these girls speak about their projects, it's just giving me the sense that I can go out and accomplish what I've set out to do, and I really can do it, and it's been done before.
We know that Take the Lead predictably and consistently gets results. I am thrilled to introduce Susan Sparrow.
I graduated from Take the Lead in fall of 2003. The experience was, to use the old cliche, life-changing. Let me say that I was standing right here in this room when I gave my first speech, ever. I look back on that period of my life as one of the most important that changed the direction of everything I've wanted to do. My whole life I have been picking fights with boys over issues of women's equality, but I felt so helpless to do anything about what I saw as a lingering inequity. So I came back to Utah. I looked at what we could do to get girls involved in politics, but also to change the Utah political landscape. And I connected with nonprofits in the area who told me about a bill to study where inequities lay between men and women in pay in our state. My group began lobbying at the Utah State Legislature, which we did for about 9 months, making phone calls every night, emails, calls to the press conferences, interviews with magazines and newspapers, and just getting it out there. We had a pay equity bake sale on Valentine's Day, and we baked 2 batches of cookies. We went up to the Capitol. Every time a male legislator would come by, we'd give them a cookie that was 2/3 as small as the women's cookies to represent, a little reverse wage discrimination to see how it felt for the day. And we also wore sashes, bright red sashes that said, "Aren't we worth it?" The bill passed with only 3 votes against it in the entire House and Senate. So it was a huge success. Sometimes you gotta get in people's faces, right? And when you're young, you can be excused for those things. That's what's so great about being young, right? You have all this time and you have all this energy, and people forgive you because, they assume you don't know any better when secretly you do, and you're just capitalizing on it.
No one should ever underestimate the power of young women coming together and wanting to change the world.
It's important for older people to be humbled by younger people.
I believe in the power of dance.
I've gotten so many ideas about things that I never thought about the world.
Ladies, if anything, I challenge you to not be mediocre. Do not allow it. Excellence is the key. When you go for it and you really put your heart into something, it'll become contagious.
This feeling especially, it's very hard to capture, but I think once you have it, it's so special, and I want to be able to tell my sister and my friends and her friends that you really can start anything.
In high school, it's just that you don't get the opportunity to do something like this. You don't have the chance to dream bigger.
Take the Lead taught me that if you have a passion and the right resources and people around you elevating you and believing in you, you can honestly move mountains.
My project is called a SWAT team, Strong Women Acting Together.
I just thank you all, and I can't wait to see you in the headlines of some big thing and be like, well, I spent a weekend with her, so ha.
The world is ours to take and to lead.
And I now present to you, with great gratitude and joy, the class of Take the Lead 2009. This program is a tiny drop in the bucket, but it is an effort in the direction of a world that is a better world, where women have the opportunity to fulfill their potential.
I think the glass ceiling will always be there. We had ice picks before, now we're taking sledgehammers.
Do take the lead if you have the opportunity. It's absolutely incredible.
Take the lead!
You don't have to wait. You can do what you want to do now, and Take the Lead gives you the tools to get there.